All right, folks, we are swapping up methods here. Now, where did that pile of newspaper I had in my hand? 2 freaking seconds, right there. Oh, terrible to be this young and dumb. Anyway, we are swapping up methods here for our forging. We're actually not swapping up methods so much as we're swapping out fuels. About getting tired of trying to get the fire right with the anthracite, and also getting kind of tired of it not cooperating, can't get it to bridge. I mean, it's great for if you're pounding out metal and stuff like that. I'll still probably use it. But I'm noticing with the forge welding, it is just not being my buddy. And I tried it again last night. I got part of it to take, but I was noticing I was not getting the whole piece hot enough. And that really shouldn't be an issue. That should not be an issue with this. Yeah, and this forge pot's really big. This should be one of those things that should just kind of take. Yeah, and this is going to look like a monkey doing horribly dirty things to a football for a little bit here. Because I'm used to building either a barbecue charcoal fire or a little wood fire to get this going. I'm going to try the newspaper, see what happens. If I can get it all to hold together long enough. Get a little coal on there. Now this stuff is totally different than what I'm used to. This is bituminous coal. This is an actual forging coal. I picked it up from my local coal dealer today. $12 and some change for a 50-pound bag. If this works, and it works well, we're going to swap over to it. Let's see what happens here. I don't have the big exhaust fan going yet because I want you guys to be able to hear what I'm doing. Now it's time to get this loud bastard going.
All right, so we tried blacksmithing coal tonight. Like it a lot better. I'm so used to anthracite. The anthracite burns nice, but I noticed it takes all day long to get that thing hot enough to where you can get the forge welding temps. I also noticed it's a lot harder with the size of it to actually get your pieces in there without jamming up on other stuff. This worked nice once you figure out a few things. You know, getting the took a little bit to get enough coke to form to where I was forging clean. But our second attempt at forge welding went a lot better tonight. We actually have a pretty solid contact. There's a couple of inclusions. This piece, this is hammered to hell, beat to hell, burnt to hell. This is more my practice piece at this point. This was a good way to learn drifting an eye, and then a little bit of introduction to forge welding for me. I've made a lot of draw knives, regular knives, stuff like that, to where anything that's just basically shaping the metal, heat treating the metal is easy enough. But for me, I want to improve. I want to be able to do the whole show. So I've got to learn to forge weld a little better. I think what we may do before we go do the next one, which I've already punched the, I've got the hole punched to drift the eye for the next one, but I think we'll do some practice pieces, forge welding some mild steel. Maybe we'll take a couple sacrificial pieces, forge welding some 1080 to the mild steel, see how that goes. Just to get familiar with it, get used to this different coal a little bit. I could already tell that 50 pounds of this coal is going to take me a lot farther than 50 pounds of the anthracite. This just seemed to burn a little bit longer, keep its shape a lot longer. What happens with the anthracite, it breaks down into very sharp little dust-like pieces as you're going with it. It doesn't form coke because it's already very close to that state as it is. So it burns super clean, but to get enough air and everything for it, it's a little bit tougher. I do notice I may have a little bit too much air with this guy here because I set it up to burn anthracite, so I may be plugging a couple of the air holes there so we don't burn our work so much. But anyway, that's where we're at. It's a lot better than it was. It's not perfect, but it's a success in my book because I've learned a little bit more on this. I probably learned more beating on this hunk of shit right here than I've learned anything else I've made. You know, anything else, like I said, has just been shaping the metal, and that's a lot easier than, you know, doing this kind of stuff, a little more advanced for somebody like myself. But if I want to make tools and I want to sell tools, better learn how to do all this. I mean, I don't want to be the guy who's just grinding stuff out and throwing a handle on it and sending it out. I'd like to do it the old school way. So we'll learn it, we'll get it. I'm a lot happier with the nights because it's going to take a little more practice. And as always, I'm taking you guys along through my learning experience. So maybe you guys can learn a little more yourself. I'll tell you who's a big help for anything forging is Christ-Centered Ironworks. Roy is phenomenal. He's got a good channel and he is really good at explaining. Roy also puts on classes and he does live feeds quite often. And he's usually forging in his live feeds. It's not like my live feeds where I'm just staring and answering your comments. So sooner or later, once I can get internet out to this building, we'll go that way with it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for coming along. And next time we'll see if we can have a little more success with it. We're on the right track. We're definitely on the right track. Now it's just learning the ins and outs. So anyway, have a good night, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one.